Larry teed it up, Graham brought it back down to my level, and Jackie's just, I don't know where that one's gone.
What you been on, kid?
So, Graham, first of all, I would like to thank you for thanking me to be your No. Right. So where do we start? 48 years single, 10 years together. We are all slightly concerned that you may just have rushed into this. I've checked Larry's suitcase and there is no shotgun. So we know that's not the problem.
Just a GP.
Exactly, yeah. So when Graham asked me to meet his best man, I thought, right, I'm not gonna let him down. It was a great honour, and I thought, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna make sure this goes right. So the first thing I did, I set aside 2 hours when Lou and the kids were out, and I'll have a look at the internet. And after about an hour and a half, I got round to looking at Best Man Speak. Now, part of that research first thing was, the first job as the best man is to compliment the bridesmaid. And I think we'd all like to say how lovely Donna looks. And a big round of applause. Donna did also want me to mention that if any of the lads are interested, she is available on all the adult dating sites. Now the second part of the job is to embarrass the groom with witty and entertaining stories about his past. Now, for those of you who know Graham, will understand that that is a fairly rich vein that we can tap into.
Oh yes.
But for those of you who also know Graham, know that some of those stories aren't really for public consumption. So that rich vein kind of thins out a little bit. Especially when my kids are here. And my mother, yes. But he did say that the best man speech is potentially the worst 5 minutes of the groom's day. The worst 5 minutes of Jackie's day, I'll let you decide what they're actually going to be. But I think 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes might be able But anyway, Graham, you're now married. Who's filming it? No pressure now, Tom. Thank you. So now, Graham, you're married. You've married a beautiful and talented man. You've got someone to love with, someone to laugh with, someone to share the highs and console you in the lows. And Jackie, you've got a ring. Now, Graham as a young man always had a wanderlust. And as he decided to set off to make his fortune in the world, he set off bound for the third world. He lived there. Thanks, Jackie. Anyway, yeah. So he moved to the third world, uneducated locals, poor sanitation, no infrastructure. Squalid living conditions. And after 4 years, he got his degree. Now, in his real working life, he actually took again to the third world. And he took his own brand of political correctness to Africa. Never was a better match made, Graham and the Dark Continent. So anyway, as I said, there was a rich vein of jokes, but it would be remiss of me not to mention one of them. Graham said lived in Nairobi, or lived in Kenya for a couple of years. And we went out to see him. And he met us at the airport. We'd flown halfway around the world. We were on time. Graham was 2 hours late. That wasn't a problem. He then drove us round and round Nairobi to bar, to bar, to bar. He then eventually said, let's go to a bar called Buffalo Bill's. You're already ahead of me there, Steve. Every town's got one. Nairobi's is called Buffalo Bill's. So we drove round and round with Graham saying, I think it's up here, it might be there, I've only been there once, I'm not sure where it is, where is it? Ooh, so eventually we found it, walking up the steps to it. Is this it? Is that it? Yeah, I think we're here. Yeah, I think we're here. As we walked in and opened the doors, every girl in the room turned around and said, Mr. Graham! Mr. Graham!
You have returned.
Anyway, I'd just like to call on Graham and Jackie. I'd just like to call on Graham and Jackie to stand up, please. Alright, and I'd like you to turn and face each other and hold each other's hands.
You're always so much
Mr. Graham. Not as much trouble with Graham. Anyway, I'd just like you both just to consider this thought. That the person that you are now gazing at, statistically speaking, is the most person likely to murder you. So with that in mind, I would like Graham and Jackie to stand down, to sit down, and I'd like everyone else to stand up, please.